Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Antlers Watching Whitey. Watching Whitey, that's right. We're going to go get in the pen with Whitey here in a little bit. Oh, I just about forgot, I better take some carrots for split ear. Got to do that on an incredibly windy day here in Oklahoma. We have got winds right now in excess of 40 miles an hour. I've got over here behind one of my green buildings to try to get out of the wind as best as possible. But I don't know what it's going to sound like up there. I don't know what it sounds like right here. It might be really terrible. The wind is really blowing. When we get up there, we're going to be on a little hill. We built those pens on a little hill in order to get summer breezes in there when it gets up to 100 degrees here in the summertime. In the wintertime, when it was blowing from the north, it's cold. We got some protection in there to block that north wind for those deer. But when we get in that pen up there, it's going to be really windy, and the audio might be terrible. But you'll just have to bear with me. We might just have to put some watching the deer in there and put some music behind it or something, and just enjoy those deer, those 17 doe. We still got all 17 of them live. It's fantastic. We hope all 17 are bred. Whitey, we hope that he's done the job that he's supposed to do. He's got a very simple job for a big buck deer. Take care of 17 beautiful ladies. Guys, I'm just gonna drop that. I'm not even gonna comment on that. But anyway, we're having amazing weather here in Oklahoma. 70 some odd degrees today. You see I'm out here in shirt sleeves, and it's warm even though it's cloudy. We had a 76-degree day yesterday where the front's supposed to drop, the bottom's supposed to drop out of it with the front coming in through here tonight. It's going to be like in the high 40s or 50s tomorrow, which is still pretty good. Normal temperature is about 50 or 55 for this time of the year in Oklahoma, so it's fantastic. We're going to have a few cold days. It's going to warm right back up again. So it's amazing, really. But before we go get in the pen with Whitey and the girls, let's take a look at what we are really just like calling our house bucks. We've got 5 or 6 bucks that hang around the house pretty much all the time, and we love it, and we know you love them. So let's take a look at TC and the house bucks. Okay, we can't hardly look at antlers without looking at the house bucks. We actually have 5 house bucks here right now, and this little buck over here is a buck. He's just got little nubbins is all he's got. Take a look at him there. He's born in the pens this year. He's going to be a dandy. His daddy is either, oh, he's a little spooky. He heard something he didn't like. I don't know what it was, but he heard something he didn't like. And of course, Ot3. We've got Ot3s here every day. And a couple of TC's little boys that really didn't turn out too great. Now, Forrest turned out great, but now they might turn out a lot better. You just can't tell. They got kind of, and then of course TC. It's always great to look at TC. There's something going on right now. The wind, of course, makes them spookier. They are always a little bit more spooky in the wind. It takes away a lot of their hearing. They can hear things from a long way, but the direction that the wind has blown past them, like back against them, that downwind from them, they can't hear much from that direction. So they're very wary and spooky. They don't like these windy days. I don't like the windy days either, so I'm right with you. But you can see TC, he's quite a big boy there. He's beginning to gain a little bit of weight back. He's still chasing a little bit. The rut's not completely over. Probably still have a little bit left, but not much. This warm weather might have shut it down, I don't know. We've had more 70-degree days than you can stake a stick at. But that's the bucks at the house. That's the antlers at the house. Let's go up and take a look at Whitey and his, can we call it a harem? Can we call it a harem? Let's go see Whitey and split ears. I better take her some carrots. Okay, we are in the pen with Whitey. Whitey's looking pretty good. Kind of walking kind of gingerly there. I don't know what the deal is on that. He was laying down when I walked in the pen. He got up. He might have just been laying there for a while and might be a little stiff. He's only a 2-year-old deer, we know that. But he's being pretty good out there right now. We're just going to kind of watch him a little bit, take a look at him, and let him move around a little bit. All the girls look good. Most of the girls are down there around under the tree over there on that other side. Now, even though that is the other side, that is open. He can get to those very easily. Most of the girls are down there. We have 17 girls in here with him. So he's had a pretty good rutting season, I would say. But he's looking really good. He's really not lost that much weight because he didn't really run nearly as much as he would have had to on the outside. and probably on the outside would not have taken care of anywhere near this many girls. A lot of times they will only take care of as little as even 2 or 3 girls, and sometimes 5 or 6 or 7. I don't know that anybody really knows. I don't know if they've ever been able to track that and see how many times a wild buck breeds in the wild, but they do breed quite a bit. And I know that some of you girls might be looking at your husband and said, you need to take a little advice from that buck as 2 or 3 times in one day. But then keep in mind, girls, he does not breed with the same doe every single time. So, but they'll breed at will there for a period of a couple of months. And it's pretty much over. He's really not moving around too much. I really still don't want to get super close to him, because there could be, and possibly is, 1 or 2 of these does that's still in, and he's not really paying a whole lot of attention to them right now. But then again, he might, and I don't want him to. I like to keep something in between me and him, where if he was to get a little bit of aggressive, I could have something in between me and him, and might be able to not get hurt too badly. That deer could hurt you really badly if he wanted to. He could kill you. Those are big, sharp horns. You look out there on the end of those horns, and they get really, they're very sharp. They're just like daggers. Really super big, beautiful animal right there. And so far, nothing looks like it's hardly broken off. He's keeping all of those horns, which is incredibly great. He's got just about all of the stuff off of them. He's got so many horns up there, he can't get the inside of those rubbed. But it's just beautiful. I mean, it's just absolutely gorgeous. They're probably wondering about this hot weather here in December, why it's 75, 80 degrees. I think it's 77 out here today, and tremendous winds. 40-mile-an-hour wind easily. We'll follow him a little bit there. I've got my phone up on a monopod, which kind of helps hold it a little bit, but it's still pretty difficult out here with the wind blowing the way it is to hold that steady. But you can see, beautiful doe. Gosh, she's pretty. Now, it won't be long until they start gaining weight, and they'll be gaining weight here all the way till about May, probably May. We could have some babies born in April. That's a possibility, but most likely the babies will be born in May. That's about as good a look as we can get at Whitey. I would move around a little bit and let y'all take a little bit different type looks at him, but that's just about as good as it gets right there. I mean, he's just more or less posing. You see how large he is? That's a pretty good sized doe there up in front of him, a mature doe, and yet he is much larger than she is. He's just a big, pretty boy, and he's had like I said, he's probably had a great rut season. He's probably a little fatigued, a little tired. But he's just a beautiful buck, and hopefully it's going to produce out of this bunch of does 25 or 30 really nice babies that we can turn loose next fall. The fall of be 22 right now. You look how pretty this girl is right here. I mean, she is so big and fat. She's up here really close to me. I'm back off of her just a little bit there. Look how big and fat she is. Every time I will go to take a picture of a deer, they go to peeing or pooping, don't they? I guarantee you that seems like it happens every single solitary time. I don't know what these is. It may be our deer may be Porto deer. I don't know. The wind is just about to blow me over. It's 40-mile-an-hour plus. We're forecast winds in some places in Oklahoma today is 60 to 70 miles an hour. We'll go around and look at some of the other does, and we'll take another look at him here in a minute. He's just pretty much posing for us right now today. At least he hadn't peed on camera yet. Walking right back toward me. Let's just see how close he comes here before we go look at the girls. He's walking back toward me, but he's walking back toward this girl that peed on the ground. He's coming right in. He's coming very close. I mean, this deer, maybe he smells the carrots in my pocket. Oh, you see what he did? He went over there where that doe peed. Yeah, oh, look, he's put his head up in the air and trying to figure. Don't you be looking at me with that look in your eye. You can kind of watch them. You can kind of watch them and tell if they're going to get aggressive or anything. He doesn't look aggressive at all. He's just interested in where that doe peed on the ground. He might make him a little scrape there, he acts like. He put his foot down there in it, like he was going to move around a little bit. Kind of watch him, see what he does. It's kind of interesting there. Yeah, he says, I think I'll go follow her. I'm not too concerned about you, Jimmy. You don't have what I need. Well, you're a little bit wrong, Whitey. I have carrots. I might, once this rut's totally over, we might try to see if we can get Whitey to eat out of our hands. He did. Chris fed him as a baby quite a bit. Fed him and his brother Bazooka out of our hands almost every day. You can see the wind blowing that bale of hay. That's how hard it's blowing. Let's go look at some does. Well, as we come down in this side, we find that we have lots of girls. We have lots of girls down here. I mean, lots of girls. And I'm going to look around here. I don't see Split here. I can't believe that she hasn't come searching me out, because I do have carrots in my pocket. The wind is blowing my tripod around. I'm really not sure if I can stand this tripod up and get it to not blow over. I mean, it's not a very heavy tripod, and I don't have any sandbags or anything, but I'm going to go down here and look for my girl and see if I can find her. She'll be down here amongst all these trees and bunches of deer somewhere. See if I can find Split here. I got a little lettuce with me now too. I'll pull a little lettuce out of the ice box. I know. Hey, Split ear. Hey, baby. Are that you laying down there? Why are you laying down, baby? You okay? Are you okay, Split ear? Split ear is pretty old, so we're always a little concerned. That's her laying right there, though. I'm always a little concerned about her just because of her age. I don't know how old she is exactly, but she's getting on up there. She's going to get up and come over here and see me. She said, "There, oh, I have to stretch out a little bit and probably pee." All right, Split ear, come on over here, baby. Come on over here, girl. All right, I'm going to see if I can reposition this thing a little bit here. See if maybe we can feed her. Come here, baby. Come here, look what I got. Look what I have in my pocket. Look what I have in my pocket. Look here what I have, Look here what I have. Look how big her head is. Her head is so big. I've repositioned my camera here a little bit. I'll try to get it as good as I can here. I'm hoping that it doesn't blow over. It might blow over. Come here, baby. Looky there, what I have for you. Yeah. Oh my goodness, is that good? Oh, you have such a big head. You are such a big deal. I need to check and see how old you are. You're getting on up there in the years. That's my baby. Yeah, it's my baby right here. She loves those carrots. She loves those carrots, yeah. You love the carrots, don't you, girl? Mm-hmm. Looky here, I've got some lettuce too. What about lettuce? Ooh, spit the lettuce out. Yeah, is that lettuce not any good? She didn't want the lettuce. Here. Come here, Split ear. Here, she's checking the lettuce out. Come here, girl. Come here, Split ear, here. Come here, baby. Come here. They won't call you Dolly. Some people want to call you Dolly. You make a great Dolly, wouldn't you? I make a good Dolly, yeah. You don't care much for the lettuce. Well, I'll throw the lettuce out. There you go. One for you. Yeah. There you go. You reckon I ought to get some of your friends and teach them how to eat out of my hand? Huh? You don't think so? You don't think so? That's my girl. Isn't she something? Isn't she something? She's eaten quite a few. Now, I don't know if this poses a problem or not, but that's the gate I've got to go out of. There's my mule sitting right there. So I've got to go out that gate. And Whitey is standing right here by the gate. Whitey, I'm not trying to crowd you or anything, buddy, but if I'm going to go out, you're going to have to get out of my way, because you are standing right where I need to leave by. I hope I got that gate latch good. Oh, look out there in the woods, back behind out in the woods. That's Forrest. Hi, Forrest. Hi, Forrest. Now, Forrest got pretty nice horns, but you look at the difference between Forrest's horns and Whitey's. And that's a baby outside, a little baby doe outside. And she's looking at Beamer too. They see Beamer every day. They're not too concerned with her. I'm gonna ease on over here by the gate, walking right by this big buck. I gotta tell you guys and girls, it's really a thrill to be this close to him. He's really not concerned about me at all. He looks kind of in a offensive or defensive position there, but he's really in that position because of Beamer, not because of me. I'm getting ready to... Actually, Forrest is out here chasing a doe. Exactly what Forrest is doing. Look at what we find. We find Forrest. And I don't think we've seen him, so it's a good time to take a look at him and level that up a little bit more. Take a look at Mr. Forrest. And he is interested in that doe deer right there. Exactly what he's interested in. Let me get this gate latched. Talk to him a little bit. He is interested in that little girl. That's exactly what he is interested in. You might be thinking about some of the girls. You might be thinking about some of the girls. Oh, that's what he's thinking about right there. That little doe. He said, Jimmy, I'm not paying a bit of attention to you. You're not my boss right now. I'm a totally wild deer, and I'm after that little girl right there. That little girl right there is the one that he's after. And my guess is, when she gets feeling just about right, she gets to feeling just about right, my Whitey boy, who's turned into a man, is going to get lucky. Look at him. Every move she makes, he makes a little move also. Stomping his feet there. Don't you get too carried away there, boy. He said, you're out in my territory now, Jimmy. I'm not at the house. He's sure interested in that doe deer. Stomping his feet. She's your girl, not mine, okay? You can stomp that feet there. He's not stomping at me, actually. There's something else walking around out there in the woods. Beamer's laying here on the gravel. She's just relaxing, having a great time. He's interested in that doe. With all of what's going on, his concentration's on that doe and nothing else. And as long as that little doe stays around close by him, he's fine. He's just fine. What's the matter, boy? Don't you be looking at me like that. No, you be looking at me like that, you little rascal. Yeah, you little rascal. What are you thinking about, huh? Well, he says, I think I'll eat some of these leaves. You only eat certain ones. So I think I'll have me a little snack. Oh, there goes your girl. Your girl's taking a few steps up there. He won't let her walk very far. She took about 2 or 3 steps is all. He won't let her go very. Uh-oh, she's walking. He's watching her. He says, I'm not too concerned with her. As long as I keep her in sight, I can cover a lot of ground in a hurry. And if I lose her, I'll follow the scent trail. right, guys and girls, that will wrap up this episode of Watching Whitey, or Antlers, Watching Deer Antlers Go, whatever you want to call it. Whitey took off in the woods chasing the girls. I've used up all my carrots and lettuce. And look at this pretty little girl over here. See, this pretty little girl over here has been listening to me talk. And she come over here just to visit. She come over here just to see me. And yeah, there you are right there. I don't know if I can see her or not. But right there she is. She's just right on the other side of the road. Come over here to visit. Guys and girls, right there, to have you a great one today. And remember, I sure do love you.